Hi all, welcome to Expat Insights. Today we are talking to Ian Scholler, one of our contributors and alliance members in Mexico City. Hey Ian, how you doing?
I'm good, Daryl. How are you?
Doing really good. Today we're going to explore with Ian the advantages of knowing the language of your destination country. And in Ian's case, actually learning it before he got there. So Ian, tell us a little bit about how you got to learn Spanish in the first place.
So I started studying Spanish in high school, and really enjoyed the language learning process. Continued studying it through college, and ended up studying abroad in a Spanish-speaking country in Argentina, and just continuing to do a lot of work with Spanish, and it was one of the main reasons that I thought that I really wanted to come to Latin America after graduation.
So how impactful was that? I mean, how impactful was it now knowing the language beforehand? How heavily that influenced your decision to say, okay, Mexico or another Spanish-speaking country?
Well, for people in my age group, I'm 23, and so they're expats who move at a young age typically don't move into like expat communities where all of your relationships are with other expats, or at least your first ones that you form when you come into the country. Typically people in my age group are sort of thrown right into it. My roommates are Mexican, a lot of my friends are Mexican, and in order to be a part of that environment and enjoy myself down here, knowing the language, being able to communicate is a key part of that. So I was definitely very grateful to have the Spanish background that I did. Obviously, languages differ in each country. There's a lot of slang I didn't know that I've had to pick up. That's right. That's been an enjoyable part of the learning process for sure. But it has definitely allowed me to make connections and form a lot of meaningful relationships that may have otherwise been a lot more difficult.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, when you think about the fact that you now know the language, right? I mean, you're at a master's program at a University of Mexico. I mean, I guess you know the language.
Right.
How impactful has that been on your personal life? You kind of alluded to it in your last comments, but and being able to interact with the locals. How much richer is your experience in Mexico as a result of speaking Spanish?
Oh, I mean, it just means you can talk to everyone, and that's sort of the stuff life is made of, isn't it? So, I always feel, whatever environment that I'm going into down here, I always feel, very comfortable and confident that I'm going to be able to communicate with whoever's there, and have a good time. So, it's definitely been something that I've been grateful for. And hope to continue to improve it. It's a lifelong process for us non-native speakers. So always looking to improve, always learning new things. And yeah, the more I know, and the more environments I can put myself in that are primarily Spanish speaking, the better.
Very good. Well, I want to thank you for your comments. I think shed some light on some things for all of us, regardless of age group. Making that effort is something. It's important.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Making the effort is something that people do really appreciate, especially if you're in a country where, well, actually all over the world, people from the United States are not exactly renowned for their language knowledge. And so, right. So, if you're coming from the United States, you can surprise some people for sure. And it's a great starting off point. Expectations are rock bottom.
Yeah. I always say, if you want to ingratiate yourself to any culture or country, do two things: love their food and try to speak their language.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you can tell them how fantastic their food is in their language, that you are 90% of the way there.
Yeah. And so we'll check your weight in about 6 months, because Mexican food.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll check. All right, buddy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Daryl. Always good to talk.